What's going on, my friends? Very interesting topic I want to talk about today about the cannabis industry. And from a perspective of a spiritualist, not me, I'm not talking about I'm religious or anything. I'm talking about I'm a spiritualist. I believe in, I invoke energies, I uh, channel energy, I tune into frequency, vibration. I love quantum physics. I'm into mysticism. I'm into the Eastern thought. I'm into Kabbalah. I'm into all kinds of things, right? That's from this perspective, this kind of mindset. I'm very open minded about things. And the cannabis industry is very interesting. I've been in the cannabis industry professionally since 2014, and it's 2020 now, and since that time I've been involved in it. And recently, now I'm involved in the legal side of the cannabis industry, which I just realized, like, wow, it's before I was very against the legal side and all this stuff, and like, oh, it doesn't matter. The truth of the matter is, the one benefit from buying from a licensed delivery service or a dispensary that's licensed by the state of California is that everything is tested for pesticides. It's very, very rigorous in its testing. Before, I thought it was like, oh, you know what, the seeds will be GMO and it's going to be this and that, and they're going to control it, and only a few people will be able to cultivate the marijuana. Then there's only a few people that will be able to manufacture it, because once you have it in a, you know, in a flower, for example, and you want to extract it into a oil, shatter or crumble, or different oils you can make from the extraction process. You have to go through a distributor, and they have to be licensed, and throughout the seed to the sale, it's all tracked. And you can't be like, well, I mean, it's tracked per gram. I'm talking about even if you have 1,000 pounds, it is tracked to the gram. It can't be like, you can't just have a ounce left over. You know what I mean? It has to all be tracked and traced. That's a big daunting task. It has to be tracked from the plant, from the seed. It's crazy, right? So it's better if you have everything in one facility. If you are a grower, if you're a manufacturer, and you're a distributor, then you have it made, because you can grow it. But there's time, there's a 3-4 month period where it's going to take 10 weeks for it to harvest that next batch. Okay, that can be a long time, right? 3 weeks. 10 weeks. So the idea is, I've seen facilities where they have 5 different grows, but it's staggered, where every week, every Friday, they're harvesting. So it's like basically almost every day they are harvesting. Every day. And they're big enough where, no, not 50, it's like 50 acres actually. So it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. And then now I want to talk about the actual smoking side of it, because we just passed 420 right now. And another thing I learned is that the gray market is very, very much alive in California. So you have people, the gray market is basically the market before this new law hit, where you have to be licensed. A storefront, delivery license, any kind of license, you have to be licensed officially from the Cannabis Bureau and all that. And for example, Weed Maps. In 2014, I was on Weed Maps for 2 years. And so I know somebody that was on Weed Maps same time I started, but they were on until 2019. In 2019 to 2020, that change of New Year, anybody that was on Weed Maps had to have had a what do you call it? Has to have had a license by that time. Otherwise, they cannot be on Weed Maps. So you have 90% of the companies, they're a gray market. So what happens to them is that they kept the phone numbers of the patients. They had a file and everything, and then now they actively just they have, say, 1,000 patients, and they send text blasts to them every single, every couple days, and that grows bigger and bigger. And I know people that have 5,000 patients in the system, and they're just text blasting them every week, and they have a robust menu, and they have a site online. You can just go on their website, look at what they have, and call them up, or you can make an order online, and it's going to be a notification to them that an order has been made. And it's a very sophisticated system. You can do it as sophisticated as you want, and that's the gray market. And the product itself, it's the same. So, for example, if you have in the green market, in the legal side, you have these popular brands like Stizzy and Plug Play and Pure One, or you have heavy hitters. You have certain licensed products. Say you have 10 licensed vape cart distributors. So you have Stizzy, Plug Play, 10 of them, right? Chances are all those 10 are only getting it from 3 different sources. They're sharing, everybody shares the same, even the big growers, a lot of them, now they're cracking down, but a lot of them would say they lost their harvest. Oh, half the plants died. But the truth was, half of it got sold to the black market. And the other half, it was legally, because they had a license to, for example, a vape company's vape pen. So basically the vape market, the illegal market, is getting the same flower, the same raw material as the cart company. So even the distillation, like distillate, I can get a liter of distillate in the black market, okay, for, let's just say, $5,000, right? $5,000 for a liter, which is like 1,000 vape pens for a gram each. Each gram sells for, in the black market, let's just say in the gray market, for like $55, okay? So 55 times 1,000, what is that? That is a lot of money. What is that? 55 times 1,000. I'm not even going to attempt to do the math. I know it's very simple. 55. Okay, it's hard to believe, right? $55,000, and the distillate is $5,000. Now you have packaging cost. You have a dollar for the mechanism. Okay, that's $1,000 right there. You have the packaging, which is, let's just say, another dollar. And then you have the shipping. Let's just say altogether, now your cost is $5,000 plus $4,000, $9,000. That's still a damn good profit. See, this is how the business goes. Same thing with purses, same thing with sunglasses, all those kind of things. Same thing. It's the same design, it's the same factory. One is being labeled and shipped, one is being shipped to Gucci, okay? One is being shipped to Gucci, and then Gucci is doing a couple custom things. Maybe they're putting a label here and a strap here. Very minimal thing they're doing. In Italy, in a closed out area where there's Chinese people putting together these purses in Italy, and it says, so it can say made in Italy, as opposed to those other purses, they get sold to the black market or the cheap market or the knockoff market. Seriously. You have to be a smarter consumer. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I'm not talking about there's... See, notice I'm not talking about good or bad. Is it good to have the legal side or bad to have the black market side? It's all good for me. In fact, I'm eating this edible. And see, no labels. It's the black market side. This is a sample. Now, I wish I had illegal packaging weed, but I don't. You know why? I don't pay for it. That's why I don't pay for my weed. I mean, I'm in the industry. Why would I pay for it? Now the legal stuff, for example. Say I worked for like I said, I work for a company that has legal marijuana and metric labeled, track, C2 sale. Legally, it is known exactly where it is in the process, where it would be shipped out to, all that stuff. So that stuff, we can't just sell it to the employees. You can't be like, you can't give hey, here's a sample for you and you and you. You can't do that. See, you cannot do that on the legal side. On the other side now, because there's no regulation of where, who gets what. Back in the day, in the other side, you can give them a first-time patient deal, a free joint, right? A free gram, first-time patient deal, right? You can't do that anymore. You can't give any free marijuana at all because it's tracked. That free thing is tracked. Otherwise, it's going to be part of some kind of marketing thing where you can't give away free marijuana. I don't know how that's going to work. Because a lot of people in California, they've been so used to their gray market. So what makes a brand sell? If it's all the same juice in this brand that fails, and this one is huge now, it's growing with leaps and bounds. It's the marketing. It is the energy of the people behind that company. Are they in it just to make money and they just want to sell it, and they don't smoke themselves, or they don't, they talk down on people like, oh, they're just potheads. Oh yeah, our customers are potheads. I've known people like that. Or is your company really in that lifestyle? It is in the lifestyle of cannabis. It is in the, and it's in a good way where you're successful and these people have businesses. They have charisma. They have a lot of energy, a lot of inspiration. People learn from them. These people, they started this company, and it shows in the product. It shows in the story that it is being told. See, that's what sells. The story sells. The story is the energy behind it. Is the energy from the ego, the fleshly energy, or is it from something higher? When it's from something higher, whatever the expression of the energy is, it's going to show in that. The expression of the energy is, in the marijuana industry, it's because all the products look the same. It is the packaging. It is the website. It is the story you convey to anybody that consumes your product. Do they feel like they belong to something? Do they feel? See, when someone smokes a plug play, they are part of a blinkers only. Plug play all day. Part of this hashtag kind of marketing sense of camaraderie. See? Now, as a brand, if they're not actively giving away things, if they're not actively promoting the people, if they're not actively giving away something, something going on, something they maybe throw a party, for the plug play team, or meet, something like that, then how do you keep people engaged? You have to come out with new things. You have to always come out with new flavors. You have to have new ad campaigns. And that, my friend, it's creativity. And the best creativity is when your energy is coming from a higher space, not from the flesh, not from the ego. No? Yeah, marijuana. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. And it's a huge industry, bigger than you can imagine. And it's not shady. In fact, the one thing I can say about the legal side is that, the non-legal side, people that are just growing, you can grow legally. I can grow 6 plants or something like that legally. I can't sell it, but guess what? I can give it away. I can give an ounce away. So a lot of people, the ones that are all about money, they put plant growth hormones in. What that does is that makes them grow faster, grow bigger, but they grow with the hormone. What it does, it just really messes up the plant. It becomes a dense, like stone kind of like thing, and it gets sold for more because it has more weight, so they make more money off it. But that stuff is like really bad for you. When you smoke it, your head hurts, that stuff is dangerous. And even if you have a great, if you have any kind of patience or a customer base, and you introduce that kind of stuff, that can destroy your whole reputation. And some people still sell it, and it's like the people that buy it, you should really do your research on your marijuana and see what the characteristics of a fresh flower should look like or smell like. Because you're putting this in your body. You're putting a medicine in your body that can take your consciousness Your consciousness is already high. I'm saying is they can take your ego higher to your higher consciousness. And if you are not grounded, then you're going to be freaked out. You're going to be escaping, or you're going to be paranoid, or you're going to be zoned out into some kind of thought. And when you come back, you just utilize it for a feel-good thing, and you return to the same old situation of your reality. That's not the point of marijuana. The point of marijuana is when you go to that higher reality, you're seeing like a cool thing, you know, whatever. You're feeling good. You're feeling like, you know, you're at the beach or whatever. You can transport your emotion to a really good place that you want to imagine. And then when you come back and you're not high anymore, do you get in the old rut of needing to escape again? Or do you continuously, it's like you got high, you saw things, you came back down, you saw how you should arrange it in the reality, because it's all the same reality. That reality that I thought about with this and that and abundance and whatnot, that's not in the future. That's in the now. That's what I'm saying. So you come back in the now and you rearrange it as you saw it in the mind. And I do that every day, you know? That's why I'm high all the time, you know? Because I'm going up, I'm coming back down, I'm rearranging, and it's like I'm always building my reality. And the future isn't tomorrow, or the future is now, in the past. And I move away from the old reality, which was the reality in the vibration of the past. There's no past either. See, there's no past, as in there's no future. There's only the present. So the past is now, and the future is now, and the present is now. So if you don't want the past, same cycles repeating over and over, you have to, and you want the future to come about in a controlled manner, then that tool to make it happen is in the present. Yes. And marijuana is a tool that takes you to the future or take you to the past. It can take you to different directions. The north, you know, the angelic realms, you know, so you could smoke and listen to some mantras or listen to some Metatronic music or things like that. Or what I do is, if I want to go to the past, I listen to some 1990s alternative rock, you know, like Three Doors Down back in the day, and even some older stuff like some Metallica and some Tool back in the day, the old album. I go to the past. Even some Michael Jackson. It's like they evoke feelings. And when you're on marijuana, you can go to the past, but the danger of the past is, why relive the past? You know, why invoke an emotion of the past? It's because sometimes a happy emotion, if you want a happy emotion, sometimes I want a happy emotion. Maybe I want to have an emotion when I first got a G.I. Joe and I was playing with it in the snow, and I wanted that mind, that creative mind back in the now, then I would listen to something from that time zone, with time period, which would be the 80s, you know. So I would listen to Flock of Seagulls, and I would listen to Duran Duran, you know. Now, if I want to go to the whatever, that's music. So that marijuana. Now, when you do this with marijuana, and you're not utilizing as a tool, then you you're not getting the full benefits of this powerful plant, this communion, okay, this God's decree, okay. So take care, everyone, and support your marijuana shops, legal or non. Support them, seek them out, go online. You'll find them online. They're not, you know. And one thing, do not get fooled by these fake Instagram uh, people that say they can ship things to you and they just want the money, blah, blah. Do not get fooled by them. They're probably Indians. If they say a lot of sir, sir, sir to you, then they're Indian. Do not get fooled by them. Unfortunately, India has become the new Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria is not about scams anymore. It's India is about scams now. I'm Indian ethnics. My roots are Indian. So it's a very shame that this is happening. Do not be fooled by anybody with an accent that thick and saying sir. And don't send people money without getting the product or some kind of sample or some kind of reassurance, tangible reassurance that they are legitimate. Okay? So take care, everyone. Peace.